Man, it's warm out here today. It's like 65 degrees outside, nice and sunny. I'm at the next spot, shipper picking up a load. I don't know what I'm getting. I'm thinking it's some coils. Gotta be tarp. Going back up north somewhere. Gotta be delivered on a Friday. Today, Wednesday. So that's what we on. Just waiting my appointment until like 4 o'clock. And right now it's like it's 2:15 right now. So got some time left. I doubt very seriously they're gonna get me in there early. So we'll see what happens, man. But my question is this, man. If you don't like tipping, why do you go to restaurants? That's what I want to know, man. It don't make no sense. I see that a lot. People still talking about this whole tipping culture. People don't like tipping and all that. This is the way I look at it, man. I understand that no one put a gun in no one's head and had these people work at these restaurants. I don't know how long this been going on where these restaurants pay so very little money. I have no idea. I think most restaurants pay like $3 an hour or something like that. $3-4 an hour. Either way, it's well below minimum wage. And even minimum wage is less than minimum wage. Everyone know the fares, they got it still set at like $7.25 an hour. It's been like that, I think, since 2009. It hasn't gone up since. For what it's worth, man, it's kind of hard for them to raise it like that because inflation and all that. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, no one puts a gun to no one's head and tell them work at these jobs that just don't pay nothing, man. I understand people got to work and they got to, some money is still better than no money. But at the same time, man, these companies need to pay people, what they worth based on the area and a whole bunch of other factors, man. But then to be fair, I also know that restaurants don't make a lot of money and profit, from my understanding. I never worked at a restaurant. I don't know anything about that life. I don't know anybody that own a restaurant or nothing like that, or anybody that work at a restaurant. But from what I've heard, man, the profit margins for restaurants is real low. So a lot of that money, they got to put it towards the building, put towards food. They got to make sure health, the health inspections and all that is up to par. Got to have insurance and all that. So I understand that whatever profits they do make, it's got to go towards that, the logistics side of it. So, of course, they rely on customers, to help flip the bill, to help get some of these, these waiters and waitresses paid. But at the same time, man, it's like, if you know that job ain't paying nothing, that you got to rely on other people to line your pockets up, man, why work there? This means that more than likely the restaurant gonna go out of business. So be it. If every restaurant in America had to shut down because people refuse to be taken advantage of, then maybe this will be a lesson for them. Like they always say, man, if you don't like the way a company is treating you, then perhaps you shouldn't do business with that company. You can sit up there and leave negative reviews all you want online, but if the company is still producing profit, man, they ain't gonna change, because the way they look at it is that the money talks. Money always talks, man. That's just how it is, man. Companies are not about to change if you keep allowing them to do the things that they do. So that's one side of it. If you don't like the way these companies are paying you, then you should quit. The other side of it is this. You got customers that go to these restaurants and they want to take advantage of people, man. They want to go in there, they want to sit down, they want to order a whole bunch of food. They expect, top service. They expect you to be nice to them and all this, even though they may talk down on you and all that. And then the end of it all, they end up giving you a $2 tip, if that. So it's like, man, at the end of the day, man, the way I look at it is that we got restaurants here, and if you make the decision to go to a restaurant, man, you should tip. That's just what it is, man. I understand that in other countries, tipping ain't really known like that because they actually pay their employees a livable wage. But here in America, man, we don't have that luxury. So if you choose to go to a restaurant, man, you need to tip. And the same thing applies to people who do Uber Eats. No one put a gun to their head and told them to do Uber Eats. They got to do a whole bunch of deliveries just to make enough money to try to put, gas in their car, whatever, and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, man, if you make the decision to not drive your own personal vehicle to McDonald's or wherever to get food because you're too lazy, then you need to tip those Uber drivers, man. I know I do. I try to cut back, man. That's the best way to do it. If you don't like tipping, then cut back. You know, don't go to these restaurants. Don't eat there. Don't order from Uber Eats. Then you ain't got to worry about tipping nobody. You know, but if you do go to these places, man, you need to drop that bread down. You know, usually when I go to a restaurant, I drop, you know, $5 on it, depending on what the food costs. You know, I try to do at least 25%. That's just me. You know, and if I do Uber, I try to do 50%, only because the person has to drive their personal vehicle. You know, and if for whatever reason I'm going to order some food while it's raining outside or something like that, I might drop 15 on them or even 20 on them, because I'm too lazy to go out there and get wet. Even though ain't nothing wrong with my car, man. My car runs just fine, man. Ain't nothing wrong with my legs neither. I can go out there, hop in my car and drive myself over there, and it'll be cheaper. You know, not only am I saving money on tips, I'm also saving money because I ain't paying that upcharge. You know, everyone knows that when you order anything from Uber, it's always going to cost you more money than it would if you would just go up there to the store and get it yourself. But, you know, people don't think like that, man. So basically the way it works is that people are pretty much treating, you know, a lot of these gig workers the same way a lot of these billionaires treat their workers, man. They taking advantage, man. It's worker exploitation. That's what they doing. You know, people will sit up there and order a whole bunch of junk off of Uber Eats, have it delivered to their house, and then they might leave you like a $3 tip. You know, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. You know, you basically doing the exact same thing that you complaining about. You know, it's funny, those same people who don't like tipping nobody be complaining about billionaires taking advantage of people, or the company they work for taking advantage of people, man. You doing the exact same thing when you order food from Uber Eats and don't want to pay the gig workers, you know, a decent tip. You know, $10 at least. I think it should be $10 minimum. You know, I don't care what you order. I don't care if what you get off of there is $2. $10 tip minimum. You know, no, I ain't never did that job. I've never done that job, and I never will do that job. But at the same time, man, the fact that there are people out there willing to pick up some shit for me that I can go pick up my damn self. You know, it used to be like that. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, there was no Uber Eats, man. If you wanted something from the store, you had to go get it your damn self. Now people out here bitching and complaining over stuff like that, man, talking about I don't want a tip. Yet they want to order all kind of crap off of Uber Eats, man. Some of you might say, well, it's too expensive, man. It costs too much. Then what the hell are you ordering from Uber Eats in the first place then? No, stop ordering from Uber Eats, man. If it's too expensive, if it costs too damn much, man, I swear, people are just stupid, man. People really are getting stupider, man. You know, our technology getting smarter and smarter. You know, they keep pushing all this AI bull crap out here. And yet at the same time, people getting dumber. That's a problem, man. It's a huge problem, for real. Like I said, whenever I order from Uber Eats, man, $10 minimum. That's just what it is with me. You know, if I don't want to pay that $10, then I'm just not going to order nothing up off of that. I'll starve to death. Who cares? Who cares? That's just what it is, man. People need to learn how to sit up there and think. People don't know how to think, man. If they do, they only think for themselves. I've been down that road, especially out here on the road, man. When I'm driving these trucks, all I do is think about myself, man. You know, I hate this industry. I hate it with a passion. I hate this industry, man. Because everybody else think about themselves. So if everybody else is thinking about themselves, then who gonna think about me? If you ain't gonna think about me, I ain't thinking about you. That's just how it is, man. It's the way it is out here in trucking, man. Unfortunately, you know, it don't pay nothing. And then on top of that, the stress levels through the roof. It's trash out here, man. You know, but when I have the option to do something on my own, and I don't do it, and then I want somebody else to do it, I'm going to pay them for it. You know, and it's no wonder when I have done that, when I've given $10 and all that, why is it that my food always get there quick as hell? Every time when I pay $10, but at least $10, every time my food get there quick as hell. It may not always be right, because a lot of times they just grab whatever's on the shelf. But at least I know it got there quick. Because I've heard that now, they don't even, if it ain't paying a decent tip, and what a decent tip is, I have no idea. You know, because every driver is different, but it seems like $10 should be the minimum. Seem like if you paying at least $10, then they'll grab your stuff and bring it to you. You know, but if you paying less than that, man, they probably leave your food sitting right there on the shelf. And ain't nothing you can do about it either. You can sit there and bitch and complain all you want. You know, pay a higher tip, pay more. You know, you also have to factor in how far it is where they gotta go. That $10 tip that I pay, usually I do that when they don't have to go no more than maybe 2 miles, 2 or 3 miles. If it's more than that, then I might add another $2 on there and do $12, or even 15, or even hell, 20. Yeah, I tip good, man. I never had a problem with none of my food, neither. They ain't spit on it. They didn't drink out of it, at least from what I could tell. It didn't taste like they drank out of it or ate it. And they get there quick. You know, they ain't gonna leave my food sitting on the shelf, boy. They gonna be afraid they gonna bypass everybody else's food and grab mine and deliver mine first. And drop everybody else off when they get around to it. Because you don't tip nothing. No, you too lazy to get your ass up and go get your own damn food, man. No, and even if you don't have a car, it's not an excuse, man. I'm just gonna keep it real, because they don't care. That's not their problem. You asking them to do a service for you, you gotta pay them. That's just the way it is, man. You know, I believe in paying people for their work. That's what I believe, man. You pay people for their work. If you're not gonna pay them for their work, then don't have them come work for you. You know, if you don't like Uber Eats or the way they do things, then just don't order from them, man. If you don't like the way these restaurants are treating their employees and then you gotta tip them and all that, then don't eat there. Just don't eat there. Ain't nobody put a gun in your damn head and tell you gotta eat there, man. People don't even think about this stuff, man. Like I said, people only think about themselves, man. So I thought I'd throw that out there, make this little video about that, man, let y'all know what's happening with that. I'm sure curious what y'all got to say about it. I know there's some hurt feelings up in here gonna come in here. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But like I said, I threw it out there.